Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of One Global Movement. We are so happy today. We're so excited because today is Women's Day. A woman, we say all women, the powerful tool of a home. A woman of every household, the peace bearer, every family life bearer of mankind, the most favored by God. Women, all creation, women are God's best gift. The heartbeat of every home lies in the hands of a woman. The brain behind every success of man lies in the hands of a woman. Women, the pain bearers of a home. Women, without women here on earth, I wonder what the world would have been. I'm so proud to be a woman. Not just any woman, but I'm so glad that God made me one beautiful woman. Today we are celebrating the women all over the world, women of virtue, women, a warm embrace. I am happy to be a woman. Let us welcome Sister Yvonne into the studio so that we can be able to get more about women. We're so happy to be here. Welcome, everyone. Unmute.
Unmute. Yvonne, you got to hit the, let me unmute you. Unmute.
Sorry. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful, quintessential introduction. And I am excited. We all are excited to be here today, Wednesday, March. March means women marching forward without stopping. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today. Instead of being someone or somewhere else to be doing something else, you chose to be here today because you know the importance of a woman in your life, the importance of a woman in your home, in your community, in your job. You know the importance of a woman. Woman, that name woman. Woman, the number one, the cradle of all society. Woman, the mother of all earth. Woman, the face of heaven is under the feet of a woman. And that woman are all the women out there. Happy International Women's Day to all of you. Know that you are loved, you are cared for, you are supported. And from today, we are marching forward and to continue to do more to empower women. Because when we empower women positively, we are empowering the entire family, the entire world, and in turn, our children will copy and begin to do the same. Thank you so much. We chose to celebrate this day. I am going to give you a quote here. I am grateful for my struggles because without it, I wouldn't have stumbled upon my strength. Yes, without the struggles that women go through in life, they would not have been able to find their strength, what they are good at, so that they can support families and our society and the global economy. If you do not see a clear path for what you want, what do? Sometimes you have to create it yourself. That means as a woman, sometimes it's difficult to see the paths that we have been created to bear, to have, and to do in life. But if we don't find that those paths, maybe because of one reason or the other, what do? Because of that name, woman, woman means to create. We will create the path that we want in life so that we can empower ourselves and the global economy. If you are one of those people that has that still small voice that keeps whispering to you that maybe you can rise out of the dirt and still become somebody, don't just let that voice whisper to you. Make that voice clear and louder so that it will occupy a larger space within you. Because when it occupies that larger space within you, you will begin to thrive. I am going to give you a little bit of history about the International Day of the Woman. In 1910, attendees at the Second International Conference of Working Women, a gathering of women from activist and political organizations in Copenhagen, approved the idea of an International Day for the Woman. They approved it. Several European countries observed the day the next year on March 19. Remember, March 19, or March means marching forward, no turning back for the woman. So the earliest events around International Women's Day included rallies for the right to vote and against gender discrimination, as well as women's anti-war protests and strikes in Russia. March 8th has been the official date since 1914. It's appreciative to note that organizers move it to this date to match up with Russia's Women's Commemorations Day. So the United States, or the United Nations rather, officially recognized International Day of the Women in 1975. When some of us were still babies, that's when they recognized that. Isn't that amazing? That's interesting, because we all are born with rights. We all are born equally in the face of the Creator. We are born with inalienable rights that must not be taken away from any of us, because together, whether you're a man or a woman, a child or a parent, we have unique gifts within us that when we bring those gifts together, we can begin to build. Some people will build in silence because that's the way God made them to be. Some people will build in different ways. That's why we call them unique gifts. But when we bring this gift together, we can begin to see that gender equality. And then we can begin to respect what each and every one of us, be you a woman or a man, will bring to the table. And that is not to say we do not regard the man. The International Day of the Man too is coming, because one cannot do without the other. We are part of the same whole. So that is the history there. Now, just imagine, just sit and imagine a gender equal world, a world in which there is equality in gender, a world free of bias, of discrimination and stereotypes. Just imagine for a moment what that would mean. If there is no discrimination, we are free to be who we've been created to be. There is no stereotype, no bias. What do you think would be? Wouldn't we all be all smiles and love for one another? Wouldn't we want to stretch a hand out and grow other people? And remember, our CEO on the last international conference talked about how they were going to celebrate International Women's Day. He is so much into loving and investing and respecting women. And so that is the more reason why we need to take this message to all corners of the globe, to celebrate women for who and what they are. Just imagine a world that has unity in its own diversity, all inclusive and equitable, a world in which our unique differences are valued, loved, and celebrated, instead of using them as discriminating upon one another. Just imagine that. Just imagine a world full of women that come together in a circle of love to empower, to uplift, and to pray for one another. Just imagine that. We will begin to live in a world where you're living in a trance, in a dreamlike manner, but that is the reality of the world that we can live in if we all come together and set aside all those barriers. Imagine the kind of young girls we will be building when we empower them to use their differences to build themselves, their families, and their communities around the world. Just imagine that. Just imagine it for a moment. Celebrating women is a way of feeling grateful. It is a way of feeling grateful to one another, believing in one another, and to encourage one another to continue to come together to unity, to unify ourselves, come together in unity, integrity, build and prosper in a circle of love for women and children, particularly the female child, to be at home, personal life, or in the professional world. Let it be even in the community. Let it be even at your job, even in your kitchen. Let it be anywhere. Let us begin to celebrate the little steps that a woman takes to build and to thrive. Because when we celebrate those little steps, no matter how little they are, remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins by taking a step at a time. And if we take those steps, let us begin to push one another. And we encourage our environment, we encourage our families, we encourage our communities and our governments and our businesses and our organizations to celebrate the little tiny steps that women take, particularly our young girls who don't know any better because they are learning from us. Let us tell them, even when they fail, we let them know that failure is part of success. They will have to fail their way to success because that is part of being a powerful and achievable, successful woman. Why so much equity for women? Equity. Why equity for women? So equity means the quality of being fair and impartial. The quality of being fair and impartial. Do we really have to be struggling for these things? For me, in my opinion, I would say no. We have to train ourselves and our minds to come together to be sure that no woman, no female child has to struggle to be equal to another or to the male child. Because guess what? If we do not eliminate these barriers, these detours, some of the storms, then these girls, young girls or women, they will grow up, they will still mingle with these men. And the problems that affect women globally or in our societies and in our families will continue because we did not train the young boys or the men to accept who the women are, not to just be looked upon as instruments to be used and to be dumped. That's not the way the world is supposed to operate. So, women in tech, we're going to be talking about women in technology. Women in technology. I would like to refer here to the 2023 theme that the United Nations called Digit All. Digit All. That means all inclusive in the digital world, be it a man or a woman, be it a young boy or a young girl. So this means innovation and technology for gender equality. It does not matter. You know, talking about this, when I was growing up, I used to see they say being a nurse is a woman's job. And being an engineer or a medical doctor or a priest in church is meant for the man. And those barriers, we grew up seeing those barriers. But guess what? We are today celebrating the woman that we are capable. We have what it takes. We have the integrity. We have the love. We have the potentials that it takes for us to do what the men think that we cannot do. And we are doing it, though sometimes in silence, but we are doing it. Just remember and just think about it. A woman building a home, that is a whole arts and craft on itself. Because without that woman in the home building and making up that home, you cannot be able, you, the man, cannot be able to go out there and be able to be an engineer, be a medical doctor, be a technical person with a calm mind and a calm head because that woman is there. So let us be all digital inclusive. So the United Nations uses this term to highlight gender gaps that we face in STEM education and careers, and also calling attention to the online harassment many women face. We know it, we see it, some of us experience it, how women are being harassed online. And so the United Nations is advocating for us to try to eliminate this. And we call upon our men because we cannot do it alone without the men. The men need to support us because we were created to stand by your side, to support you. You are the leader. We stand by your side to support you, but let us be all digital inclusive. Let us include the woman, the female child. Your girl children need to be included just as well as the male child. The International Women's Day is also a reminder of the long road ahead. In as much as we are talking today, it might have officially started in 1975, but we as women still have a long road ahead of us. And we are not going to walk this long road by ourselves without advocating and asking for our men to join us to walk it together, to nurture us, to support us, to love us, to pick us up when we do fail, because we are here at your side to also pick you up when you do fail. But let us do it digital, all inclusive and equitable to the male and the female. We have come a long way, no doubt we have, but much still needs to be done by us and for us as women. Yes, we need to constantly and consistently, with a determination, to do these things so that our children will begin to copy from us and see and live happy and better lives. As the United Nations Secretary General and Antonio Guterres warned on Monday, last Monday, that women's rights are being abused, threatened, and violated around the world, and gender equality won't be achieved for 300 years without urgent action. That means he has seen it. He's the man. He has seen it. And he is advocating that we all should come together to really bridge these gaps of gender inequality among the man and the woman. Remember, we all came from the womb of the woman. That is by creation. It is not by our own rights or dignity. God created it that way, and we need to respect that, because without the woman, just like they say, give a woman a potato, the woman is going to bring you a big pot of dinner. Anything you give a woman, the woman will multiply and bring it to you. Give a woman a sperm, the woman is going to multiply that sperm and bring you a baby. So that is how important the Secretary General of United Nations is talking about, that we need to stand firm, all of us, whether male or female, to bring the equality that we need in the technical world through digital all. That is a theme for this year. So he points to Afghanistan, for instance. And not only Afghanistan, we know that there are other countries where gender inequality is so rampant that sometimes it turns into serious abuses. In Afghanistan, where women and girls have been erased from public life, he then continues to say that girls going to school risk kidnapping and assault in many places, and noted troubling global statistics in education and technical industries and technical education. So that is how serious it is. But you and I and all the men out there and all the people out there, it is so important that we come together. We are nurturers, all of us. Without this hand cannot exist well. If you want to wash your hand, this hand has to be able to wash this one, and then this one can wash this one. In my dialect, they said, it is difficult for one hand to tie a bundle. But when you bring two hands together, you can easily tie the bundle, and you tie it so well. So we are advocating and asking for our men out there. Let us include our female children, our women in all that life God has given us in order to build a happy global economy for all. So, and I am just so excited because when I talk about this, I think about unpassive. I think about Ash Mufara with the vision, the all inclusion, all women. All women is the CEO's dream to elevate women on a higher platter, to give them that urge, to give them that platform that they need in order to grow and to prosper so that they can continue to nurture our economy. Have you ever heard in my dialect, they said, you don't hear a child saying, Papa, 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 when they are hungry. You only hear they say, Mama, Mama. They're always running to the mama for everything. Somebody like my son, he would just pull the wrapper, we'll call it the wrapper, and come and give it to you because he wants you to carry him on the back. All of us talk about our mothers a million times. There's a reason for that, because women are the builders, the silent builders, the nurturers. They are the creators of all societies. They are our blessings. What comes out of the mouth of any woman, be it an animal woman or a human woman, it blesses the entire world. It's always a blessing. Though sometimes we might fall short of those things, but that is why we invite upon our men to stand by us. Let us do these things together so that when we empower a young girl, we have empowered another young boy, because you never know where they're going to meet in the future. They better meet in the right mind so that when they meet together, they shouldn't be fighting for rights. They shouldn't be fighting for things that are supposed to already be there for all of them to enjoy equally. So we're going to look at some aspect. We just pick up something. If you wouldn't mind, pick up something among the list that we have here: women and education, women and marriage, women and health, and so forth. We can begin to expand on those things so that all of us, our family, one global family around the world, everyone will understand these things and begin to nurture the woman, the young girl, to know that you can do it. You can do this. Yes, it is a technical subject. You can do it. Yes, it is building a bridge. As an engineer, you can do it. We can do anything so long as we have it in our mind to do it. But if we have something that is going to push us down now, no, you belong to the kitchen. No, you belong to childbearing. No, you belong to satisfying all the demand. No, don't speak until I ask you to speak. Then we are not doing what we are supposed to be doing. We are happy together when we allow people to do these things the way they were created to do them. Wade, do you want to pick a point, and let's keep the ball rolling, please? Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. When we talk about women and education, this is a very important aspect also of a woman, because if you educate a woman, you will realize that your children will be educated. You will realize that there's a lot of things that are going to go right. The society will be educated. People around you will be educated, because the woman does not keep it to herself. She tends to extend to everyone else who is around her. But when you do not educate a woman, you realize that it is the children do not go anywhere. They do not get the right education that they really deserve. You will realize that the people around her, they will only be able to get little but not enough from her. So it is very important for the woman to be educated, because educating the woman, you are educating the entire nation. You are educating the entire environment where they are. You are educating the country, and the children will become better people in future because the woman is educated.
That is so wonderful. That is so
okay,
true.
the next point, I don't know, Anthony, you want to talk
Let me
about
throw
it?
some light on that educational aspect. That is so true. And I am so happy that you highlighted the importance of educating the female child. And educating the female child The female child will know better. When they know better, they will be able to stand up for themselves. They will be able to speak up for themselves. They will be independent. They will be able to contribute to the global economy financially and otherwise. And because children are impressionable, when a child sees the mother, remember that children copy mostly from the mother, not the father. When the child sees a mother reading, when the child sees the mother building something, those children, they are forced to copy. And educating our women, our young children, our young girls, these will enable them to build strong families that will contribute to the global economy, like Briddy has said. Strong children that will know what their family wants. Strong children that will be able to provide solutions to some of the difficulties that surround our environment and the global economy. So education is so important. And I am so glad that Academy in Unpassive is going to be doing just that. I am so happy about that. So, where you can take the next point again, and let's keep rolling just like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. When we talk about women and marriage, this is very important. When we talk women and marriage, when women are in marriage, an it is a very difficult aspect because you are getting into something you really don't know about. So, but women are they are meant to build a home. They tolerate, they accept a lot of things inside the marriage. Sometimes they go through abuses and not even know how to sort it out. But marriage is also a very important aspect in the life of a woman, in the life of everyone. So when we look at women and marriage, there is just a lot that has to do with the marriage because women are the childbearing, they have to bring forth children. They have to work hard to take care of the home, to bring up the children, to also take care of the husbands when it comes to marriage. So, women, when we look at women, without women, I do not understand where the world would have been without women. So, we celebrating all the women all over the world. We celebrating women.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yvonne, you have something more to add to it?
Yes, I just want to add to it because this subject of women and marriage. You know, this is something that we talked about in one of uh, our discussions. Child marriage. Child marriage, a lot of times affects the female child more than the male child. Child marriage is something that is still going on in the world as we speak. Even right here in the United States, there is child marriage going on, especially in the state of Utah, where polygamy is being practiced. And these children are given away in marriage without them actually understanding what they're going through. I would take myself, for instance. I come from a generation, almost third generation of young girls that were given away in marriage at an incredibly young age. My grandmother was given away at the age of 9 into marriage. She did not know what marriage was. But in those days, she was born into a king's family. And then that king's family was a friend to another king's family. So that is how they wanted, that is their own way of wanting to give their children where they will live happily and not be abused. But luckily for my grandmother, when she was given away, she grew up with the husband, calling the husband father without knowing. But then when she became of age, she started having babies. It was a struggle because she did not understand why a father would want to go to bed with her until they started grooming her to accept that. That is not a good thing for any child. Even though she lived a very good life with the husband, but still, that was not her choice, and she did not really understand what she was getting into. Then came my mother, who was given away into marriage at the age of 15. By the time my mother was 17, my mother already had 3 children. My mother had me at the age of 17. And when I was 11, my father forced me into marriage at the age of 11. And thank God for my grandmother, who fought tooth and nail and said, not my granddaughter, not this one. This one will be educated. And my grandmother went on to say, I cannot see so well today. I cannot hear very well because I don't know how to read and write. But my granddaughter will go to school and she will be my ears and my eyes in the world, and she would not get married. And because of my grandmother, I acquired an education. I became so obsessed with an education. They sent me to secondary school. After secondary school, I wanted high school. They sent me to high school. After high school, I wanted university education. And sometimes when I was little, I tend to imitate the educated because I thought the educated have to walk in a special way. I would be walking, carrying my books, imitating them, and be walking. And then I try to talk like the educated. Sometimes things that don't require a TH pronunciation, you will hear me say th. That is from childhood because I thought the educated will speak only at the tip of their tongues. So I tend to say th a lot of times, even when I can, it doesn't require that. So that is to say that pushing a child into marriage over education is not a good thing. That is bringing down the female child. The female child is the garden, not just a garden to sow, but a garden to sow together and nurture together, to promote them, to educate them, to make sure that we counsel them, we teach them what it means to get married. And if they fully understand, and let the choice be theirs, we are there to educate them so that they can make the best choices in life. And to give away a female child into marriage at a very young age causes a lot of health problems. You see, now that I know and I research about it, I begin to just flash back to some of the women in my village that were given away very young. And now, even around the world, you see a lot of young girls that put to birth at a very young age. Their anatomy is not fully developed for them to have those children. And what happens? When they have those children, they have what is called obstetric fistulas. Obstetric fistulas is a tear around the anal area because the child has not been fully developed to start having babies. And when they do that, they stay with that condition, they keep having babies, and later on in life, they start having that obstetric fistula, which is a type of cancer because of childbirth without being fully developed. And now, what comes with that obstetric fistula? Shame and a rejection and abandonment. There is a kind of liquid that starts leaking out of those areas that had those tears. And then it smells so bad that when you sit among people, they don't want you. They don't even know what is going on with you. Instead of asking, they start just staying away from you, making you feel ashamed and don't want to associate with them. So it brings a lot. And as we speak, there is a lot of those kind of cases going on in the world. It is our responsibility. That is why we say we've accomplished a lot, but we still have a lot ahead of us to accomplish. And we have a lot of work to do. Let us come together to do these things. So educating our female children until they turn 18 and above, we give them that status to be able to choose and pick for themselves who they want to marry, not forcing it, and to be able to know how to run their homes and how to raise their children and how to lace with their husbands, not by forcing, not telling them that you are a woman, your place is in the kitchen. Oh no, your place is in childbearing, or your place is to just satisfy the man, because it is going on a lot. Even at the job places here in the United States, you see the man saying, oh, you cannot do this, you are a woman. oh, don't do this, you're a woman. Let us not put our women down. Guys, we all, without the woman, we will not be smiling. Let us respect our women, and we are also respecting you guys. So we take another point and let's keep going, please.
Okay. When it comes to women keeping a home, there's just a lot for women to get done at home, and especially women with careers. They just have a lot. Once a woman is at home, they never stop working until they decide, because they have to clean, they have to wash, they have to cook, they have to iron. There is just, you cannot count the amount of things that women have to do at home. So, when women are at home taking care of the home, sometimes those little things are not being seen. They are not being seen unless you really sit at home. You will realize that there is a lot women get to do to keep that home healthy and keep that home stable, to keep that home beautiful. So, women, there is no home that can really be stable without a woman, because she makes sure that the home is catered for. Everything runs smoothly. Finances are run accordingly. The homes are kept neat and clean. Children are clean. The environment is conducive for everyone. It is peaceful. It is lovable. So, women, we celebrate you, though we still have a lot to get done. Can you take over, please, Yvonne?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And this is an area where we have to
I think she got bumped out. We'll go ahead and have Briddy continue until she comes back in.
okay. What do I do?
Oh, you're back in. You got bumped out for a little while. You're back. All right.
Okay.
She said,
So
Thank you so
oh,
much for
let's keep
helping
her in
me
the
back
center
in.
of the screen,
I
people. That's
Yes.
said,
Thank you so much. And I just want to expand on this, because this is the aspect in which the woman needs help a lot. We need help a lot, because, like Briddy just discussed, the woman needs help a lot in keeping the home. The woman is there cooking, washing clothes, making sure that the children are clean and the children eat good food, making sure that the husband, when the husband comes back from work, the husband has food to eat. In certain places where we don't have running water, the woman has to come back from the farm, go to the river, fetch for water, come and heat up the water and take it to the bathroom for the man to bathe. In other cases, the woman is there toiling. A lot of time, the man is there reading the magazine or watching TV or even drinking beer while the woman is doing all of those things. I just want to say congratulations. And we recognize globally and we love what you women are doing. You are not alone. We are here to nurture you. We are here to help you. We are here to know that you are a powerful, intelligent, beautiful, smart woman for doing all of that. You multitask. It is difficult for anyone to do that. You know, I would take the example of my mother and my father. My mother had 9 children, 9. And growing up, one time my mother was so sick and she had to be rushed to the hospital. And my father was left to take care of the children home. I was still little. And my father was going, was almost in tears, crying, because the moment he wants to do this thing, my brother will go the other way and destroy something or trying to play with something or trying to do something. The moment he wants to go this way, this other child will go this way. And he got so confused, he sat down and started crying like a child. He said, oh God, forgive me. I did not know that this is what my wife was going through when I come home. And from that day when my mother came home, my father apologized to my mother, said, Lucy, I'm really sorry that I did not know that this is what you were going through. When you tell me that you're tired, I never understood why you were tired. I minimized what you were doing. I said, you're just home. You're not doing anything. Why do you have to complain about not cooking in time, not keeping the kids clean, keeping the home clean? I now understand what you were going through. From that time onwards, my father started helping to fetch water, helping to cook, and helping to boil or heat up the water and take it to the bathroom too for my mother, who was doing all of those things for him. So this is to say, ladies and gentlemen, let us not underestimate the work of the woman. What the woman is doing is so essential in our home. Without the woman, there will be a disarray. There will be a disorganization in our homes, with our children, not just in our homes, in our community. Let us help. Let us learn to know that if the woman is maybe just cooking something, and she needs to chop the onion, or she needs to cut the tomatoes, why don't we go to her aid and say, my wife or my queen, let me help you cut the tomatoes, let me help you chop the onion. That will make her happy. It will uplift her. She will know that even though I'm tired, there is my husband, this king in my life, to uplift me to continue to do what I am doing. Let us share the house responsibility, especially in the global world of today, where it is difficult to take one income to raise and educate the children. It requires the man and the woman to go to work and bring home that income to raise the children. And if we both come home, we both are tired from the day's job, it will be a nice thing and very welcoming and very appreciated if we can come together, get into the kitchen and prepare supper together, and help one another, and then eat, rest, and then talk with our children. That gives us that time to even open a book to read. Because if we don't help, it's going to be difficult for the mother to read to the child. And the children need reading. Even if it is 5 minutes a day, we need to read to them. When we do that, it will be easy now for the mother to focus on other things, so long as we, our men, are in our lives. We invite you to do a little bit more as you can. Do it more. Learn to do it as a woman too is also learning to do. Let us not overburden the woman, because they get tired. And when it's time for us to rest, and you will hear a woman say, I'm tired. And for real, she's tired. She's tired. So thank you so much for this. And we're going to go to women and wealth. We're going to talk about women and wealth. We also see that one of the areas that there is inequality between the man and the woman is the area of wealth. And wealth is not just the money in our bank account or the skyscrapers that we build. Wealth is knowledge. Wealth is education. Wealth is understanding. Wealth is knowing that I have the potentials and I have the freedom to change my career, to study another thing. Wealth means a whole lot, including the financial backing. In a lot of cases, as we've said before, the woman is not allowed to control the wealth of the family. In some cultures, the man will consider the woman as his own property to do whatever they like to do with. And in other cultures, it is there. They don't say it because of the law, but it is there. The woman is underestimated in a lot of things. If we come together as a family, we put our heads together to decide, okay, now you want to do this. You want to change your career to do this. What is the best way to go about this? We put our heads together. We come out with that, and then we know what to do so that that change can be made. And keep in mind that any change that is being made within the family, it is for ourselves and our children, because we want to leave a legacy that is the one of equality, not the one of stereotyping or the one of exclusion, the one of all inclusion, so that when our children get into the community, they will take these great lessons from home and also disseminate it into the various communities and schools that they are allowed to attend. Thank you so much, Ngwe. Do you have something to say, or you can pick another point? And we'll soon come to the end. We have about 12 minutes here left, so that we have other celebrations of Women International Day to go to, so that we can continue to celebrate this day and to continue to support our women and our female young children.
Women, we are celebrating ourselves today. We really are celebrating ourselves today. And honestly, we still have a lot that we need to get done. We need to be the examples of the society. We know the young ones, the children, the society, they are looking on us. They are looking up on all the women. Any least thing that happens, any mistake, all fingers are pointing at women. So we need to stand firm and be of the best behavior, to be women of virtue, women of value, so that the younger generation, the younger ones can be able to look up to. They can be able to learn from us. So today's Women's Day is just to encourage, to celebrate the hard work that women have been doing, the hard work that they are still to do, they still have to do. But they cannot do it all we cannot do it all by ourselves. We need the men to stand by us, to assist us in whatever we are doing, in all that we are doing. When we look at women and farm hands, women and sustainability, most of the women, when you look at them, they work on farms. They work on farms to be able to sustain the home, to assist the man. They help the families, they help to sustain the families through the work that they do. They try as much as it's possible to bring in incomes. They try as much as possible to bring in food, not just any food, but good food that will sustain not only the community, but the household and the entire public. So women, we continue to celebrate ourselves.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
Yvonne,
you. Thank you. I am so grateful that I'm here with these powerful women today, and the men. I see some men coming through. These are very good men that believe in women. Men that know that, yes, I am here. Even though that we still have a lot to do, I am here to play my part to support the woman. You know, celebrating this International Women's Day, I have the saying that, but still, she smiles. But still, she smiles. It means, but there's a whole host of other things that have transpired, that the woman has gone through. But despite all of these things, she still finds it in her heart to smile to herself, smile to her children, to her husband, smile to the world. This is a plea to say that whatever is going on, our men should take the lead to say that, you know what, we need to listen to these women. A woman, no matter how small, how young, how tall, how educated they are the cradle of all society. They are the mama. That I've heard a lot of men saying mama. They are, even if no matter is your own little sister, we call them mothers. I have been called mothers by my own grandfather. My grandfather calls me mother because he understands the importance of the woman. But still, she smiles. It is our plea and our cries to our men and the entire world that stand by us and create that trail, not just even a path. Create that trail. Sometimes the trail can be bigger than the one that you have. Create it for your woman, because that woman, no matter what she goes out there and accomplish or does, it comes back to you. Have you heard the saying that behind any successful man, there is a woman? We all, that's a common saying. But are we truly building that woman to continue to stand firm behind you, to make sure that they put their hands on your back? So that as they put their hands on your back, when they are pushing you to go further, guess what is happening? They themselves are following you on your back. But we have to be able to create that beautiful place for them, that comfortable place for them, that place of equality for them. We know that you are the leaders. We cannot change that. But God created all women and placed them by your side to support you, but not to trample on them, not to walk on them, not to talk down on them, not to relegate them to the background like they don't matter. We all matter. We are just respecting you and calling on you to support all our women, our girls. Start with your children. If you don't have a female child, start with the next neighbor's child. Do something in your community. And that is why I am so, so grateful and so proud to be a brand ambassador of Unpassive. Unpassive is here to make that happen for all of us. Unpassive is here to be the correction to the corruption. Unpassive is here to build a woman to where the woman is supposed to be. We hear a lot of times our CEO is talking about women in very high esteem, holding women in very high value. Because when you hold somebody in high esteem and in high value, guess what happens? It comes right back to you. It comes right back to you because that is a spirit. That is the positive vibration that you're operating on. That is a positive frequency, and that will come to you. And I am also asking our fellow women together, we need to come together even more than ever before. Seeing a woman that is climbing higher, you clap for that woman, you push her further. Let us come together, share information, teach one another. Nobody knows it all. It is not a doctorate degree or 10 doctorate degree that is going to teach a woman anything. It is the character, the content of your character, the love, the smile that comes from your heart that is going to teach our families, our children, our society, the global economy. Unpassive is here. Let us take it and run with it. If we cannot run, let us crawl. If we cannot crawl, sit where you are and let your voice or let your hand speak. Because guess what? We have interpreters that can interpret anything. We can use any part of our body to make sure that our children, particularly our female child, gets educated, gets elevated, so that in turn they can get elevated too. This is so, so, so important. I just want to thank you guys so much. I don't know if someone has any comments to make. They can do it. Auntie Lynn, Divina, whoever wants to say something. We are almost on top of the hour here, so we can run to somewhere else now and begin to celebrate and just continue with the celebration. Thank you. Come on, Auntie Lynn. You are our auntie. You got something.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about how, as I said in my comment, it all starts with attitude, and attitudes don't happen overnight. It's over the generations, the centuries. Uh, in every culture, we hold on fast to our values and our beliefs and our attitudes. But with education, I believe that some of these philosophies that may not be to the advantage of the world can be changed, and people can open up their minds to a new way of thinking and behaving. And I think that's where the hope lies. And I also think that through Unpassive is going to be the vehicle to provide women with true freedom. When women are struggling to feed their children, to take care of their families, they're not going to be able to really reach out to the world and do that much because they're focused on survival and their family. But with Unpassive is going to give us true freedom. And what is that? That is financial freedom and time freedom. And with those freedoms, women will be able to now then focus on others and uplifting humanity. And I think we're going to have a better world because of Unpassive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is so true. That is so true. Divina, do
Thank
you
you,
have
Auntie
anything to say?
Lynn. Thank you.
Uh, I'm just giving the floor to Divina if she has something to say.
Hi, yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Happy International Women's Day. And I just want to say that, I want to celebrate all the women today. And we are very, powerful. We can do anything we set our mind to. And we have a very soft character, but we are very powerful. It's just like water. Water is really soft, but it can cut through rocks, right? So I just want to encourage all the women to stand in your power, and you can be anything you want to be. And when you set your mind, you can be anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that is so well spoken. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you, Divina. And thank you guys so much for everything that has been said here today. I thank you, all our families watching out there. And I see all your good comments. And sometimes I will go back. We look again at the comments and we give you a shout out. Keep coming. Keep coming. One global movement is here for the whole world, focusing, using our unique stories to help others, youths, particularly our young girls who have gone through some difficulties, some challenges in life with education, inspiration, direction, and a protective alarm so that they can use the resources at their disposal to thrive, to build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose at the same time. Thank you so much for coming today. Don't forget to share so that this message can get to all corners of the world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because together we can do something. So I'm going to end up with this. Stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. Thank you guys so much. And we've come to the end of the session for International Women's Day. Thank you. And we love you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. See you next time.
Yes.
Bye.